The story caught our attention on social media about a female employer who insists that wives must get recommendations from their husbands and single women must get theirs from their fathers before they are employed in her organization. Now, this story trended, everybody was talking about it, and we thought, let's discuss it on your view and see your own views on this.
As an employer, I totally agree.
Oh, you agree with her?
Yes.
Okay.
Surprisingly, when we discussed it, and I said I agreed during the pre-production meeting, everybody was like, no, BC was on my case. And I said, I agree because I realized that you have people that would call you in the morning and say, my daddy is not feeling fine. He said I should go and buy drugs for him. And I'm like, does your daddy know you are working? Does your dad knows that you have responsibilities and people waiting for you at work? Maybe we should have discussed this with your dad before you got employed. And then he says, but daddy says the salary I paid is not even covering my bills anyway, so I'm just doing the work for... So I'm saying the quality of conversation I have with young people today who are looking for employment, I am forced to start ticking such questionnaires too. And though it might come across as, oh, you're just, what are you doing? What doesn't make sense? How can you say you should get permission from the person's father? But I have heard young people that seem not to have it all together in being able to make decisions by themselves and blame their dad for maybe their inefficiency, but at least if I have the dad's cooperation in getting the girl to work, because I am
So it's a bigger question of millennials, because I have that problem. I seriously have that problem with millennials. In fact, it's a major issue because you constantly have to keep telling them something over and over again. But let me hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
In your mind, what do you think the employer was thinking, and do you agree with her?
Okay, so I thought that when I come here, everybody will be against that. And so I prepared my mind to sort of be like devil's advocate. So I'm quite surprised to see Tokwe taking this side. Because for me, I tried to read after that initial message. So she was responding to people and she said that what she actually is asking for is like a guarantor. And a woman is married to a man. So, of course, your husband. So she was not being, what's the word now?
Sexist?
Yeah, so she wasn't being that, or she didn't mean that the woman is not empowered enough to take position, but she needs someone that you can trust to be a guarantor. So especially with what she was going, the person is going to be dealing with. So who can you trust that? Aside from the wife, is the husband. And she said for the single ladies, she didn't only say father, she said clergy or someone else. So it could be a female as well. But for me, I just thought I think it was an afterthought, because really, for me, it came across as if she did not think that women were, even though she was doing one thing right, which is she was insisting on getting a female worker. So she had put the gender on that. And my argument at first was like, wouldn't it be double standard if we say if a man was asking for people to apply for a job and insisted it was just a man who would have come for him at that person. But she was asking for a woman. But obviously, she also sort of understood the Nigerian society, which is sometimes women are unable to work. Sometimes women are unable to do things because they have a husband at home who doesn't want them to go out to work, or who, as the example you gave, who would say, well, but my husband said I cannot come because of my children.
If you don't want to come across as sexist, if you don't want to come across as sexist, maybe a better approach is like, give me a guarantor. Don't tell me it has to be your husband. It could be anybody. The guarantor could be your former employer. It could be somebody you could be a female pastor. It could be anybody.
But HR companies actually do that. They specify really who you should bring.
Some people keep that.
They specify who you should give as guarantor.
We're trying to understand her, because you shouldn't restrict or specify what the person wants. But I was trying to play the devil's advocate again to understand her, in the sense that people easily always get referral that they don't even know well. You would like, I'm not talking guarantor now, references in your CVs or anything to get a job should be someone who knows you well, someone you have a relationship with, someone who can truly assess you and access you, both. So you don't want people some people will just put there, use your clergy in the church, someone you think is big and everything, and the person really doesn't know you. So if the company wants to, maybe the sort of job that you do is one that, you need someone you can easily find. In some companies, there's a disclaimer once they employ, you cannot refer anybody from that company to get a job with any company, and bankers are clearly affected. So they are not referenced to anybody's job-seeking wahala. So you have to go and find someone, and she's looking at, okay, fine, don't go far, look within home.